All right, welcome. We're just going to go through a really quick demo of the Leads tool. We're not going to go through everything, but I am going to show you a company search and how you can pull some highly targeted contacts, looking at your ideal customer profile, and then you can push them into your CRM. If you're not looking at a full system, this is just a quick, easy way at a low cost. You can get some highly targeted leads. So I know some people may already have a system. This is actually a great tool for people who may already have one source of leads. This system has 15 sources of real-time leads. These are not cache leads. So that's a great thing. Also, there are AI tools. So we have, I guess I won't go into too much into the detail now, just so we can keep this fairly short. But what we do is we go ahead and train it on your company, and we train it on prompts. So what you're going to see is how it's trained on my prompts. But what we'll do with any company that we work with, of course, is we actually customize the prompt so that it makes sense for your company. So you'll see we've got these prompts here. So for the direct message, when I show the examples, you'll see it's analyzing each company that we're looking at or each individual we're looking at based on these prompts here. So for the influencer direct message, it's going to analyze how the influencer that we're looking at um, uh, is looking at their name, their profile, and their information. And it's going to write a short message suitable for a social media direct message. So it's going to pull this automatically based on who is coming up in the search. So when we actually ask it to enhance that particular influencer, it's going to pull a credit and it'll use this prompt, and you can edit this prompt. So this is something that we customize for our clients. And it has several different prompts based on the type of search that you're doing. So this is just the back end really quick to give you some context before we go on the front end and do these searches. And for autopilot search, you're going to see if we were to be doing both for the data enrichment, for medical technology, we could do a new one. You can do kind of a set it and forget it where every day, every week, it pulls searches for you that meet a certain criteria. So you don't have to continually go in and do those searches. So once you have it refined, you always can have leads coming in that are meeting your criteria, and you can do more than one at a time. All right, so let's start with company search. You could do people search, but I'm going to show you kind of from the company level first, and then we'll do the influencer search really quickly. All right, so let's say if you're looking for dentists, that just came in my head. It's a popular one that I get asked to do. So if you're looking for dentists in, why not? We'll go ahead with Houston. In the Houston area, now we can create a new list. We don't have to, I should have put dentist Houston, but that's fine. And then I'm just going to go ahead and save this one. So a lot of the time they're a lot more detailed. We can start off broad and go more detailed, but just so you can get an idea how this works, we're going to spend most of our time in the search results themselves so you can see how you might be able to use this data. All right, so you can see initially it's just pulling up your list of data, right? We got 18 results, and you can refine. So we did a simple search, but you can do an advanced search. So you could refine, like with filters, the amount of results you want, if you want them to have a certain amount of ratings, if you only want people who have email addresses. So there are some refinements we can put on the search, but I just started with just a simple search, okay? So if I wanted to go ahead and put these on my list, now I can also filter here at this level. So I can say people who have a certain company names, company size, very much to, LinkedIn Navigator. I can start to do some refinement here. Maybe only people who have at least more than 3 stars, for their ratings. Only people who have Facebook. Maybe I want to do a Facebook campaign. So I only want people who have Facebook accounts listed. Just to give you a quick example of how I might want to filter them down. I'm going to leave them for right now. And then, so let's say I'll just choose a couple right now. This tells me this has 4 contacts. This has 2 contacts associated. So I could pull them all and then give a limit on how many contacts I want for each company, and then go ahead and send these to my CSV file and then upload it into my CRM. Or I could integrate this with my CRM and send these people directly to my CRM. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you how each of these work. So remember, I showed you the direct message feature or the summary these AI assistant pieces. I didn't show you this one exactly, but this is similar to the influencer one, except this one's designed for company search for the contacts. So if we look for the company direct message, it's telling me it's going to use a credit. That's fine. And you can see that it's going to write it. Now, remember, this is writing at the company level. It's going to personalize it based on the information about that company, the research that it's doing, based on researching that company using AI, and the information that it knows about me and what my offer is. Now, what's interesting is it's doing that individually at the same time for all of these companies. And I can do that for the individuals too. So if I want to enrich this particular company, I can enrich it. I can do them all at the same time if I wanted to. But I'm just going to enrich this one. I'll say give me 2 employees that work there. It has 4, but I'm just going to ask for the first 2. Oh, it found even more. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right, so it looks like this one's one of the ones that it enriched, so it gave me these 2. So it actually gave me 3, it looks like. Okay, so, and by the way, if you tell it to give you credits and it doesn't give them to you, it doesn't charge you for them. So you don't pay for information you don't get. If you say, I want 2 employees from every company and some only have 1 or some have none available, it doesn't charge you for those people. So in this case, we could say, all right, so we could add notes for these people. It can open these people separately. But now let's say if we want to go ahead and add these people to our CRM, we can actually go ahead and select these people. Okay, and we can send these people to our CRM, export them. This is, I want to kind of move on, but this is the contacts that are associated with these individual companies. So if you want to look at the company level, you could do that. If you want to search by like job role, you would need to do versus type of company, you would need to do a people search. So I'm going to just jump into my save searches since you understand now how the company search works at a certain level. So I'm going to start with a save search. Let's do change my mind. Let's do a new search, people search. So you can see some of the filters from this level. All right, so if you look at the advanced filters, you can see, let's use the example of marketer. Marketer, let's say again, let's do Houston. Who knew there was a Houston, Illinois? I did not know that. So here we could limit to how many results. So let's just start with 10. Maybe we want people who's is like marketing manager. So you can choose like we want marketing manager, maybe brand manager, sales marketing. So you could choose all or just some of these, right? And then what department, you don't have to put this, but you could type one in here if you want to. Management level. So maybe we only want C-level founder, or maybe we don't want owners, we only want like managers. You can choose. Okay, so do we care when they change jobs or years of experience? You can decide that, how much revenue the company has. And then, I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen something very similar. I don't need to dig too deep there. I just want to show you that it does have those capabilities. And maybe we want to make sure that they have an email address. Maybe we want to make sure they have an email address and a personal email address and a mobile phone. Okay, so that's going to limit a lot who we're going to get, but it's going to give us more capability to reach out to them. Okay, so here's our ideal customer profile. And what do you know? We got some people here. So if I want to add these people to a list, I selected these 10 records. I want to add those to a list. I'm going to confirm it's going to cost me 10 credits. And I'm going to add them to a list and I'm going to create a new one. We're going to call these marketing managers Houston. That's a people search. So that's a little bit of a different way to go about it, not by the type of company, but by the type of role. And then once I go to my list, I can enrich them same way. Now I can go and I can pull, I'm going to do it in bulk this time so you can see the difference. So you can do a bulk action, or you can just like generate all the AI information. So I could pull all the credits at once for all this information if I want to do that. Or I can just go ahead and send them all to my CRM. Mine's already integrated with my CRM. You can integrate it with your CRM, or you could just pull it to a CSV file and then upload it to your CRM. So that's the way that would work. Okay. So one of the ways that, another way that this is a little bit different, you may have noticed before when you did it the other way, you got less information for the individual. You can pull those individuals, but it's really focused on all the information about the company. Now, in this case, you're not seeing all the information about the company. You just see where they work here. But here you can go ahead and go to the company's website by clicking here. You'd have to do a separate company search to get all the company information. Okay, so that's how we do that. All right. Now, you could do other integrations, like if you want to put them into, let's say, for example, another type of system that's going to do some other type of marketing or follow up with them, let's say like a power dialing system, or if you want to put them into push them into LinkedIn so you can message them if you want to put them in your LinkedIn messaging follow up. So that's just some other ways. Like if you want to click here and go to their LinkedIn profile, you can message them and follow up with them that way. So that's just an example. It actually gives you some information about them as well if you want to look at more information. So here's all your deeper information about them and their background. So that's just a really quick way to show you the difference on a people profile versus the company profile. Now, the influencer profile is really one of my favorite because this is going to show you influencers that you can follow up with to grow your own business, that can help you to promote your products, or that you could even potentially partner with. And sometimes seeing the people who they partner with or who they work with is a great way to find additional connections as well. So back to the search, back to new search. If you look at influencer search, I'm going to skip domain search for now. I think it's pretty straightforward. We can see, like, let's say if you want to go to YouTube, I like Instagram. Let's stick with Instagram. Let's say if we want to look for, again, I'll do Houston since I live here. We'll do Houston, and let's say we want to find people who are influencers on, I guess we'll stick with our topic. What was our topic? Marketing managers. Now it's too easy for marketing and let's say remodeling. Okay, so let's look for remodeling influencers in Houston. So description, remodeling, and then do we care if they're male or female? No. And let's keep this pretty vague at first. We can say people who have at least 10,000 followers. Let's say 5,000. Bigger is not necessarily better. Let's look for at least 5,000 followers. We don't care about the age. Language, we want someone speaks English, but you could look for another language if you wanted to. And then they do have some categories here. You don't have to choose one. Sometimes it's helpful, but you don't have to choose one. So I'm not going to choose one because I prefer to see what comes up. You could always refine down if you get too many. Okay. You could choose if they're verified or have sponsors and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and, I have to add them to a list. So again, we're going to create a list to put them in remodeling in Houston. All right. And it's going to be 2 credits per record return. Did I choose how many records I want? Okay, so here we go. So it's showing us that our first influencer, Noel Perez, he's got 183,000 followers. There's some other ones here that have a little bit less, down to about 13,000. So this is our top 10 list, it looks like. And we can load more if we want to see some more. I'm going to start with those and go to my list. Now from here, I can kind of look at the basic data and decide who I want to kind of dig down into. But let's just start with this top one just so I can get into the information. So we're going to start here, and I'm waiting for this load. Let's press enrich and see what we get. So it's going to cost me 5 credits. Why is it going to cost me 5 credits? Because there's so much information to enrich. You're going to see in just a second. So it's kind of good to see what they do to decide who you want to enrich before you do with influencers, because it is so much data. All right. I almost feel like I need to go have a different maybe session and work on each one of these different areas, because there's so much to dig into on all of the different types of searches. But this one is really a very powerful new search that's available in the tool. Okay. So for this one, Noel does custom installations and remodeling. How you doing, Noel? Maybe we can talk at some point. I specialize in remodeling. Noel's Fine Floors at gmail.com is his email. Okay, we got his phone number here. He's based in Houston. Fantastic. He's got 183,000 followers. All right, so here's the cool thing. 82% fake followers. What does that mean? All that means is that they don't engage. That means they followed him. They're not like doing any type of engagement. So when we say fake, it just means that they like followed him and then they haven't done anything else. They're not commenting. They're not liking. They're just kind of like in the background. Doesn't necessarily mean they're fake the way we might think of fake. Okay, average likes is 2,600. Average comments is 3. Oh, I'd say he's got a pretty active, engaged audience. Okay, so this is telling you what hashtags he has. It's showing you his posts, when his posts were. Okay, so what we could have done and what we didn't do is put the last posted date. So this is, I don't know if you saw that on the filters, there is a last posted date, and it doesn't seem like these are the most recent. So here we go to recent. So recent was 2020. Doesn't look like he's been active recently. So that might be, we might want to exclude him as one of our options. And he does have some sponsored posts as well. All right, so when we look, he's pretty credible. He's got some brand affinity, some interests here that we can look at. You want to see, does it align with yours? Does it make sense for this to be somebody that you would align yourself with? You can see who his influential followers are, how many engagements they have. And keep in mind, anything that this person is sharing of yours or partnering with you on, this is some potential additional reach that you have, as well as the countries, cities. And if you're interested in other people that look like this person, it's also showing you who their lookalike followers, who their lookalikes are by the followers, the people who are following them. So this is an incredibly powerful tool. I paid more than this just for this type of tool itself. Influencer tools are, some are good, some are not as great, but this has been a fantastic resource for myself. And I would encourage you guys to at least try it out. If you're looking for something like this has been a really useful tool. Okay, so one other thing I want to make sure we include was we briefly breezed over this. I want to come back and talk about in the AI training section. One thing that we can do is the ideal customer profile automation using the AI training. So it actually gives suggestions. So when we get to the next piece, it's automating, who you can target. Who do they recommend that you target? So here, this is just really cool, and it's such a time saver, and really make sure you get your value out of the tool. So you can use website, you can use text, you can use a Q&A, so you could just dump up information in here, or even you can attach a PDF about your company. So we're just going to do an example. I just searched for financial services companies, literally in Atlanta. I just grabbed a random search for companies that tend to do really well. Always need leads. They do really well with lead tools. They're always inquiring with us. So first one that I had to add, I'm going to use them. Okay. So crescentcapital.com is the website. So I'm going to use them. I'm going to touch that in there. Let's make sure I spell that correctly. 1T. And then, there we go. Okay, so here we go. So let's let it crawl the website, and it's going to use that to get basically to crawl the site and get all of the pages. And you can decide which pages you want to use data or not use data from. Oh, but that's fine. So we're going to select that. So we're going to let it go ahead and use the 3 credits. So this is what it's using to target for this company. And there we go. And now we can go to the suggestions, and we can tell it to generate based on the suggestions. It's analyzing those pages, and it's coming up with a targeting suggestion for us. So it's letting us know we should be targeting the executive management, financial planners, wealth management, targeting CEOs, director of finance, wealth manager. These are the industries, the top company size, and if we want to, we could provide additional information about the products and services. And this Q&A, we can actually chat with the AI, and it'll help us to improve the suggestions, which I just think it's so cool. All right, so here's our advanced list of suggestions. We can actually go in here and search as well. So I don't want to spend too much more time on this. I know I've tried to speed through, but yet I ended up digging in a couple things. But this is really powerful because now when we go back into the people search, we're able to go and target at the executive management level for a financial planning industry, and then we could focus on more finance industry, private equity industry, sports industry, and then select that title, and then we can put that on autopilot, and then get, let's say, 10 or 20 of those leads a day and push them into our CRM. So that can kind of give you like a holistic view of how this tool can work. Just a couple $100 a month, or even 100 if you get it quickly. You can really kickstart a really good lead generation campaign. So if you have any questions, once again, get in touch. To get signed up, you can go to clientyze.com. Here's the main page. You can request a callback and talk to the AI sales assistant at request a callback. You can fill out this form and it'll call you back within 1 minute. And you can ask any questions you like to the AI sales manager, which is a really cool experience. And you can also go ahead and just book a call with me. The voice AI can book it for you. And the other thing that you can do is just go to this pricing page and you can go ahead and sign up. So with the annual pricing, you get 2 months free. And with the monthly pricing, you can go ahead and just sign up for $97 a month. As of right now, the pricing may change by the time that you see this page. So you go ahead and click purchase now and go ahead and check out there. There's also a demo on the main page. You can watch this additional demo. It may show you something that I didn't. It's only about 11 minutes long and it walks through some of the features as well. So I know I rushed through my demo to try to cover a lot of things in a short time. Hopefully it was useful and there is some additional information on this site as well. So if you have any other questions, please reach out. Otherwise, sign up and come on over to the AI side.